We have some huge news because we got a first look of the upcoming Quest 3 headset, and Meta officially discontinues the original Quest. And does that mean that the Quest 2 might be next? So make sure you destroy that like button on your way in, and let's dive right into it. The Quest 1 is now officially dead because Meta is ending all its updates this year, even cutting the headset off from all the built-in social features. And although we knew that this day was finally coming, it still comes as a big shock since the headset only came out in 2019, with its successor, known as the Quest 2, replacing it directly in the next year, which had a significant more powerful processor and pretty much increased specs on every level, which a lot of original Quest owners did not take nicely. But this is not the first standalone headset from Meta that has been discontinued. An even quicker punishment came to the Oculus Go, which got discontinued after being released for less than 2 years. And with Meta also completely stepping away from the PC VR Rift S, their entire lineup now only consists of 2 headsets, that being the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. But knowing that the Quest 2 only came out a year after the original one, many users started to worry that they might pull the plug on this headset next, especially knowing that the Quest 3 is right around the corner. And these new headsets are mostly released during the Meta Connect event, which takes place around fall this year. And while the price shouldn't be drastically different, the headset might have some big improvements. And analyst Bradley Lynch managed to create some amazing renders based on lead cat images that were codenamed Project Stinson. And at first, the VR headset doesn't appear drastically different, with the biggest change being the array of 3 pill-shaped bumps that you can see on the front of the headset, which according to the leaked blueprints are from left to right the black and white camera, a depth sensor, and lastly an RGB camera, so that these will allow for both spatial tracking as well as color pass-through.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Making the first big shift from VR to a fully capable mixed reality headset. And another big change that we can expect is a massive reduction in the overall size. This is most likely partially due to the use of the new pancake lenses. And this is a very welcome upgrade, because pancake lenses allow manufacturers to create them much thinner and compact, like we see in the Quest Pro, not only reducing the overall size, but also creating space for additional chipsets, cameras, or other technologies.
Nice.
But we don't have an official release date yet. So for all those Quest 2 users, I personally don't think that you have to worry at all for your headset to be discontinued anytime soon. And even when the successor comes out, I am sure we still get a long support before they decide to pull the plug entirely. And in the meantime, Intel has their flagship Wi-Fi chips that can now directly connect to your Meta Quest headset. Now we already have support to wirelessly play PC VR on your home Wi-Fi network. This can be either done with the built-in AirLink or a third-party tool like Virtual Desktop. But Intel is now offering a new way to connect it if you have the newest chipset available. And they call this new feature Double Connect Technology, which lets the chip maintain 2 separate Wi-Fi connections simultaneously. So your PC or laptop can directly connect to your headset while still maintaining the internet connection through your router. And unlike using AirLink or Virtual Desktop, you don't need to worry about being near the router for any good connection. And your PC doesn't need to be wired through Ethernet. Now these results could be similar to what you get with the D-Link's dongle or the Nexus Link, but although it almost sounds too good to be true, you do have to keep in mind it is only available on one of the highest end laptops, because this new chip is massive expensive, if not only rare in any standard laptop or computer. But there seems to be no stopping in Meta, because they now also have a new acquisition that will help them develop better viewing optics for both VR and AR. This came when they acquired a company known as Gary Sharp Innovations, which was a startup company mainly focusing on licensing 3D cinema technology. But the interesting part is that an acquisition will grant Meta access to all of its patents, some which were related to VR headsets, with the biggest hitter being the pancake lenses. So with the Quest Pro out now, who makes use of this, it is most likely that Meta bought the company so that they could produce this tech in both their Pro lineup as well as upcoming future headsets. It turns out that the PlayStation VR 2 will most likely not work on PCs anytime soon. Many hardcore VR enthusiasts were hoping that the new headset from PlayStation would have the capability to be connected to your computer, but this is very unlikely to happen. Just like its predecessor, the PSVR 2 adds value to the PlayStation ecosystem, and Sony hopes that this will give consumers another reason to choose it over Xbox. And where Microsoft offers Game Pass and backwards compatibility, PlayStation arguably has stronger first-party exclusives, and soon their own VR system. So if Sony would support Steam VR, they would be handing its profits to Valve instead, with no actual benefit for themselves, because consoles and headsets are typically sold at a near cost price or with a very thin margin. And while of course it is possible that Sony could launch its own PC-based platform, there are still hardware considerations that make this very unlikely. So you might ask yourself, can modders not do the same thing that they did to the original PSVR, which eventually, thanks to them, supported Steam VR through a third-party tool? In fact, more people use PlayStation VR on Steam than they use the Pimax headsets. However, the PlayStation VR 2 has a very different technical architecture that will make this much less feasible. And although none of these problems are completely unsolvable, it will at least have taken multiple years to be able to achieve it. And by then, there will probably be another superior headset on the market, because Rec Room is now developing full-body avatars. Released all the way back in 2016, the avatars of Rec Room were created with no functional arms and legs. But change is soon about to come, because they tweeted out the following. At the end of this year, we assembled a small team called the Avatar Initiative to take the next step towards full-body avatars. And in it, we directly got a concept art as well. But one crucial point is that adopting these full-body avatars isn't mandatory, so the option is entirely yours. And it is also revealed that all existing items and outfits will also be supported with full body as well. But no release date was yet provided, with them stating that they want to share their progress as they build it, which is a kind of similar step to the update that we saw in Horizon Worlds, where at Meta's Connect event, Mark Zuckerberg confirmed that the social VR platform will receive third-person legs later this year. So it won't be long anymore till other big companies will see the same change. Yes, Roblox VR, we're still waiting for you as well. And Among Us VR now hit a major milestone because it just sold over 1 million copies. The big hit made by Shell Games got released on VR late last year. And by hitting this major goal, they posted a tweet, and it is clear to see that Shell has still some big plans moving forward. Because alongside this big update that they had last month that fixed a lot of bugs and connectivity issues, they also revealed their Among Us VR roadmap for this year, with things like voice chat moderation and custom lobby settings, but also things like brand new maps, collaborations, and improved accessibility. And it is now almost available everywhere, from your standalone headsets like the Quest 2 to PC VR through Steam, with crossplay being supported throughout all of them, and with the big announcement that it is also coming to the PlayStation VR 2. But make sure you don't miss the latest Quest update by checking out the video you see on screen right now. And of course, stay awesome.